Journalist Tal, welcome back. Thank you very much for being here today. One of the headlines that came today is that Hamas is losing control of Gaza. What does that mean exactly?
They're losing control of the northern part of the Gaza Strip. It doesn't mean that there are no Hamas terrorists over there whatsoever, that we discovered every tunnel shaft and so on. But they are losing control. Some of them are already withdrawing southwards. And we will get to each and every one of them. The IDF first encircled Gaza City. Then we started conducting more, deepening our raids inside. And we're acting in a very surgical and tactical way, very judiciously, because we want to reach each and every one of these terrorists behind the October 7th massacre and their infrastructure.
I want to play for you. Actually, before I do that, Hamas leaders are saying that one of the reasons that the attack on October 7th was so brutal and so barbaric was to incite the kind of response that they're seeing. They want permanent war. They say, we're not here for, water and electricity in Gaza. We want to change the entire dynamic in the Middle East. So when you see what's happening in the northern part of Israel, how much of a concern is that for the prime minister that you're going to get hit from two or potentially three sides?
Well, Israel has fought wars on combined fronts in the past, and we won these wars. But we definitely hope that the situation on the northern border with Hezbollah will not escalate further into a full-fledged war. We have warned Hezbollah, President Biden warned Hezbollah and said, just don't test us, don't test Israel. And you know who will suffer the most if Hezbollah tries, to provide us with a casus belli scale attack? That will be the people of Lebanon, because just like Hamas, Hezbollah doesn't care much about the population over there in Lebanon. And you know how much the Lebanese people have suffered in recent years. We don't want another war on another front. So we're telling them, stop this. We are deterring. We are acting very judiciously over there as well. And we see that Hezbollah, we know already that they have embedded themselves, just like Hamas, in civilian structures, civilian population.
Yeah. We've spoken to a number of IDF officials, and they all say that they are trying hard to prevent civilian casualties. We see the numbers, though, that are obviously very difficult to think about. We see what's going on in the hospital in terms of how hard it is for these doctors that on the ground. Trey Yanks went into a Gazan hospital. He also went into an Israeli hospital to show both sides of this story. And then he spoke to an IDF spokesperson. Here's a bit of their exchange.
I can say for sure there is no humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Of course, the situation is not easy.
I would push back on that, sir. You would say there's no humanitarian crisis in Gaza?
I am saying once again, there is no humanitarian crisis in Gaza. I know the situation is not easy.
We saw the video that was shot in there in the hospital. It certainly looks like a humanitarian crisis.
There are challenges. Nobody wanted this war. War is a tragedy. Every loss of life is a tragedy. Every civilian suffering in Gaza is a tragedy of a war that we didn't want, we didn't start, and we didn't even expect, Martha. We are doing everything possible to ease the civilian suffering and civilian casualties, to minimize them. Hamas is doing everything possible to maximize them. They say in interviews that they want to sacrifice the Palestinian population of Gaza to reach their goal of obliterating the Jewish state. They say it.
Can you get a hospital ship in there? The prime minister said that they're going to have a hospital ship coming in from France to move these people from the hospital. Is that going to happen? And when?
We don't have, I can't pinpoint a date and time, but this is going to happen. And also the UAE and other international partners will erect field hospitals, and there's floating hospitals. There are many initiatives at play.
Okay. Tal Heinrich, always good to have you with us. Thank you very much.